Hey everybody, Greg Pruitt here with the Idaho Dispatch, and I am in Boise on Fry Street, which is off of Fairview. And in this video, I am going to try to be very cautious about what I am saying. Sometime yesterday, we got a tip about a large police presence that had come to a trailer off of Fry Street, and that there was a massive police presence at this location yesterday, very shortly after the shooting happened. Now, we don't know definitively. We're still trying to get confirmation on why there were so many police officers at this location yesterday, which is about a half a mile, maybe a little bit shorter, to where I am currently to the mall. All right, so what I know now is that the ATF and a lot of law enforcement have shown up again at this location, and there is a large police presence down here at a location that I came to last night. And when I came here last night, the location was taped off, and there was Boise police outside of the location. And yeah, I'm not going to go inside the scene here, but there are police here. It's roped off, and ATF has come in with boxes and so forth. There are unmarked police cars here as well. But we don't know definitively why all of these officers are here, but we do know, sorry, let me turn this around again real quick, that we came last night sometime, I want to say around I don't know, 10 o'clock at night, and at this location, again, we're not giving you any sort of definitive answers, but what we know is we got tips. Move out of the way of this officer here. We got tips from a number of individuals down here who said that there was a lot of police up and down. So this is Fry Street right here, and the road down there is Fairview. That there were dozens and dozens of police cars that came here very shortly after the shooting yesterday. And again, we're not saying definitively that this is where somebody lives in connection with that. We do have other information that we don't feel comfortable sharing right now until the police confirm. But what we can confirm is that the ATF was here. The police were here. You can still see, I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can't see it in the video. There's caution tape right back here. And this is where we walked last night and took a picture. There was Boise police parked outside of the trailer last night, and so we were able to go and we got a picture last night. And so, you know, a lot of people have a lot of questions obviously about the events from yesterday and who it was and why it happened and all that stuff. And obviously in these situations we don't know. Is the audio good? Somebody said my audio went out. Audio should be good. So if you guys can't hear me, let me know. But yesterday we were told, and we have images that some of the people down here took of a lot of police cars that were in this area yesterday, very shortly after the shooting ended in Boise. I would say most of them seem to think it was within about an hour. And there are police going in and out of a trailer here off of Fry Street. So we were at Fry Street and Fairview. I can say that one of the what we are told is that somebody did have come down in this area that does frequently walk and bike, and that individual has not returned, and that individual does live in this area. But short of that, I can't really be we don't want to say too much. We do believe we have more information, but again, until we confirm that, we don't want to put that information out there. Just to say that a large police presence was here on Fry Street at this trailer park, I guess, and that there's caution tape up. We took a picture late last night of this area, and that there are multiple vehicles here. The ATF was here with boxes gathering up stuff. We can't say exactly what they were gathering up, obviously. And that the same police presence was here last night as well. So again, there are people that believe and that they know who the individual is, again, but we're not going to put out any information just because until the police make their confirmation, we don't want to put that out there. So no, as of right now, the identity of the suspect has not been released. The last the police said was that the suspect was in critical condition. We don't know. There's been no update on his condition. But for those just tuning in, we are about, I didn't get it yesterday on MapQuest, but if you do Fry Street off, which is, so I'm on Fry Street right now, and this is Fairview. That vehicle is traveling down towards Fairview. I would say we are about a half a mile from the mall, maybe less. But somebody can maybe Google that real quick and just Google Fry Street to Boise Town Square Mall, and then you'll know exactly where I am. But we are on Fry Street. There's Fairview. There was a massive police presence here yesterday, we were told, by a number of individuals down here, and we talked to some of them last night as we were in the area, that said there have been a lot of cop cars coming up and down this place within about an hour of when the shooting took place yesterday, and then it finished. So after the shooting had ended, they said it took about an hour, or within an hour, there was a large police presence here. Again, we don't know definitively, if this is connected to what happened yesterday. But then we also found out there was another large police presence here with the ATF, Boise police, and others who, again, a lot of them in unmarked cars, it looks like, who have been coming and collecting evidence. You can see, I don't want to interfere with what they're doing, so I'm not going to walk down there, but there are Boise police in this area who are, doing their investigation and so forth. And so what we want to do is just kind of stay clear of whatever they are doing. And between Poplar, correct. It is between Poplar and Fairview. And so our goal is to just try to keep you guys informed on things that are happening, and without putting out information that we have not been able to confirm. We do know that we are told there is an individual who walks and bikes in this area that lives in here that has not come back yet, and that it is the house, the one that is roped off is where that individual lives, but we can't identify who that is or any other details about that individual. All we know is that there has been a large police presence, and that there was yesterday, that there is now. And so that's kind of all the information that we can give you guys. So somebody says it's about 3 miles. Okay, so I was off. I couldn't remember from here about how far it was. So some of the law enforcement vehicles are leaving the scene at this time, and as we get more information, we will try to, they're all for Shauna, there are a lot of unmarked cars. Like this truck right here is an unmarked car. And then just a second ago, I showed you there are several actual Boise police cars. And you can see one of them right there, the passenger side half of it. So, a lot of the cars up and down the street are unmarked. And so it's not necessarily just that. So the guy that just walked out of that truck right there has an FBI vest on. You can see that. Somebody said 1.2 miles. Okay, I could have swore it was only about a mile. So anyway, however far it is, it's not very far, I don't think. And so this truck right here, an FBI agent just left this this truck right here and headed back towards the trailer, where again you see some caution tape back there, another unmarked white police vehicle for some agency, we don't know who yet. And again, what we are told, again, I'm not going to put out some of the other information we have, which we believe is credible, but we want to wait until the police come out and confirm what they know and about this situation here. That's all I can say. Yes, the ATF was there. It was here as well. I don't believe they are here now, but the ATF did come in and get boxes and stuff. So I do know that the individual that was described and the clothing that this individual wears, that walks and bikes up and down this area and that allegedly lives here in this trailer, matches the description of some of what the witnesses on Nate Shellman's show. So Nate Shellman is a local radio host, for those that don't know. Some of the witnesses who were in the mall that saw the shooter yesterday described that individual's clothing. That clothing does match a lot of what we have been described by the individual that lives here. However, again, because of, there's just too much information, and we want to be very careful about what we're saying. And so what we wanted to just definitively tell you guys is that within about an hour, multiple neighbors down here told us, up and down the street, have told us that yes, there was a large police presence here. I mean, dozens of cop cars that came here and swarmed this area yesterday within about an hour after the shooting. And that there are there are multiple officers that are now down here again. A number of them have left, but a lot of these vehicles you see are all unmarked. The vehicle here was a FBI agent, or a guy that had an FBI vest on, I should say. Just went back into there, and so there are police down in this area. They've kind of roped off a bigger area than where I was yesterday. So I went, if you can see that Boise police car, I basically took a picture last night about where that Boise police car is, of this home, and just to have our own images should the information we have end up being accurate when it's confirmed by the Boise Police Department. So, or if it's confirmed, I should say. So anyway, for those just tuning in, we are we're kind of in between Poplar and Fairview on Fry Street. So we're on Fry Street. That is Fairview down there. And I don't know, I assume somebody knows this better than I do, but I believe Poplar is down that way. And we are in Boise, where we got very credible information that there was a large police presence here yesterday. We can't say definitively that this is tied to what happened yesterday, but what we do know definitively and can confirm is that there was a large police presence here. A number of the people down here took images of all the cop cars when they were down here, and that they swarmed the area. And at this trailer back here that you can see the caution tape. And so that was all within about an hour after the shooting had ended, within an hour. I didn't get an exact, like 15 minutes later or anything. They just said within an hour the police were here in this area off of Fairview and Fry Street. And so I took some pictures last night. I spoke with the Boise police last night just briefly. They didn't give any information. I didn't ask for any information. I just let them know who I was, so they didn't, freak out, because it's kind of dark in this area, and I was wearing my black Idaho Dispatch sweater. So I did speak with the police just briefly last night when I was down here. Again, here's another individual coming out of the home, not in police uniform, but we assume he's law enforcement of some kind. So the police have not yet identified who the alleged suspect is from yesterday, That has not been given out by the police at this time, and we're not going to release any names of, we've had a number of tips on who people believe it was, but we're not going to put that information out until the police confirm. But an individual who does live at that location is seen by a lot of people. A lot of the neighbors said that this individual walks up and down or bikes up and down the street very frequently and throughout the day, and that individual has not come back, did not come back yesterday. And so, that could be a suspect, that could be a victim of something. We can't confirm until the Boise police confirm what is happening. So, let's see. So, a lot of people have asked why there's no details on the suspect. Obviously this will be pure speculation, but because the guy or gal, whoever the suspect is in critical condition, if they don't make it, perhaps they're just holding on, because if they don't make it, if the individual is going to make it, then they would, because we've been checking the arrest page in Boise and we haven't seen anything posted. And so, if the alleged suspect does not make it, then, they'll probably handle it at that point. If he ends up dying, if he ends up living, or she, then it would, then they would maybe post it on the arrest thing and do a briefing at that point. We really don't know. The police haven't said, but we do know there are probably at least 4 or 5 unmarked vehicles here, along with several Boise police cars that are down there. This truck here, for those that didn't see earlier, an individual wearing an FBI vest came out of this vehicle, or came to this vehicle and then went back in. He had an FBI vest on. But the ATF has been down here gathering information. And so, yeah, that's kind of the update that we have for you guys. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll try to give you as much information as we can. Again, real quick rundown for those that are just tuning in. We're on Fry Street off of Fairview. I would say about halfway down, probably a little less than halfway down, where we had a number of tips last night about a large police presence here at this location, at the trailer that you can see. It's a single wide trailer. Back there, you can see some caution tape in front of that white vehicle. The place has been taped off. I came last night, took some pictures, and it was taped off. And so we also know that those individuals were also here. The police were here last night. They're here now, and we can't confirm or deny exactly what has occurred or exactly what this location indicates, but we do know that there are a lot of unmarked vehicles here, and we are just trying to let you guys know and keep you informed about what is happening down here. We do know that the individual that lives there, we are told by the neighbors, did not come back yesterday. They have not seen that individual today either. Again, we can't confirm whether it's definitively connected to what happened yesterday. Another police officer, so he was in that gray vehicle there again. So some people were asking, where's all the police cars? Well, a lot of them are unmarked. And there are a couple actual police vehicles down the road there. You can see one of them there, and then there's another one right next to it. So we'll try to just wait for the Boise police to put out definitive information on the suspect. We do not want to put out the information that we have currently on what could potentially be a suspect, because that's, we want to leave that up to the Boise police to do that. So other people have asked about multiple shooters from yesterday. Again, the Boise police did not put that out. We don't know that. A lot of rumors tend to start when these things happen on who it is and what they look like and how many were there and all that kind of stuff. And we try to not speculate on that kind of stuff. I'll turn this around for just a minute. We try to not speculate on all that. Sometimes in a shooting, one person sees someone they believe is a shooter going one way, and then somebody else in another location says something, and then it turns into a lot of stories about multiple shooters and that kind of stuff. And so we figure it's better, whatever the police put out is what we'll put out and confirm as far as, the identities and of individuals. In fact, I think, we haven't ever covered a story like this. But our policy is going to be, we are not going to release the name of the individual. We don't want to give them any notoriety. And so given that, I don't know that the name of the individual is all that important, as, I think a lot of people want to know why it happened and all that kind of stuff. So, there was a post yesterday about, the Meridian Police Department put out, somebody was saying, oh, there's multiple individuals and they're going to come back and hit more people and all this other kind of stuff. And the post was trying to, I guess, warn people or whatever. And the Meridian Police Department did come out and say that was not accurate, that there was no credible information that post was accurate. So as far as we know, there was only one. The police haven't said that there were multiple suspects. I'm going to turn this back around. And so right now, all we know is that the suspect is in critical condition, and that's pretty much it. But we did get some very, very credible information from individuals down this direction that did not want to be named, but that there was a large police presence. And so we came down last night. There were Boise police parked outside of this trailer here on Fry Street, and we got other information about the individual that lives in that trailer that we don't want to put out right now until we have more information from law enforcement. But there is now another large police presence here, as you can see, although it's, again, mostly unmarked vehicles like this. And that's fairly common, lots of unmarked vehicles for detectives and so forth that aren't street patrolmen and so forth. So anyway, that's all I've got for now, guys. As we get more information, we will try to keep you updated. Hopefully the Boise police will put out some updates soon today on the suspect and so forth. But we wanted to just kind of give you guys a brief video on this area and the large police presence that there is currently in this area. Somebody said it's about a mile away from the mall. Again, no definitive conclusion on if this is connected to what happened yesterday, just that there's been a large police presence here at this location about an hour after the shooting ended yesterday. And again today, a lot more officers, including this vehicle here. This truck was an FBI agent, had come out a few moments ago, grabbed something out of his truck, and then went back. He had an FBI vest on. I assume that means he's an FBI agent, but I don't know what his role was or is with the agency. So anyway, if you guys have other questions, we will try to answer them the best we can, and hopefully Idahoans can get some answers about what happened yesterday. And our thoughts and prayers are with all of the victims from yesterday. Hope that all of you are safe, and we will talk to you soon.